Coach, I mean, 24 turnovers tonight. This is going to sound like a very broad question, but just how do you fix some of those mistakes going forward?
24 turnovers is rough. And I think you fix those, possession by possession. We will be watching a lot of film. We will be, walking through things to just get our schemes better defensively. We just have to be more intentional with what we're trying to get, our passes and our cuts and, the illegal screens. There's things we have to really clean up. 24 turnovers is not, feel good, but a lot of those were on us. And the good thing is that a lot of those are correctables.
And then from your standpoint, though, I mean, when you go on runs and you're right there with them in the game, how frustrating does that become when there's like 1 or 2 turnovers, like you're saying, maybe a requestable call on the screen or whatever? How much does that affect your momentum?
Yeah, it affects it, but we know basketball is a game of runs. So there will be ups and there will be downs. And what we've been talking about is just being resilient and pushing through those. There are going to be times we might get behind. There are going to be times where, we don't get the right calls or anything, but we have to have the toughness mentally and physically to continue to push through. And that's something that we are going to be committed to doing and committed to changing.
Coach, 10 for 18 from the free throw line. Y'all been pretty good from the line today. Just what did you see out there that, why you might have missed free throws?
Well, we always talk about making the free ones. They're free ones. I mean, this was our 3rd game in 5 days. So not sure if fatigue played into it. I would think that it might have, but we're not going to make that excuse. We just have to be better at the line.
Breezy, I mean, Nafisa Collier is sort of like the talk of the Lynx coming in and did a nice job limiting her. Just how are you able to sort of, deny her the ball and just really make her uncomfortable out there?
Coming in, I know she's getting a lot of touches. She had a few 30-point games this season, so I really wanted to make all her touches tough. I know she stretches out, it's inside, outside, so really just trying to have a hand on my face and make a lot of contact.
Shey, you missed the past 4 games. Did you re-aggravate anything, or was it just sore, kind of going through the process there?
Sore, kind of was trending in the wrong direction. It was just kind of a lot in a short amount of time. So I just took a break to just get more rehab in. Feeling good now and just kind of taking it day by day.
Was that tough for you, kind of going through that?
Yeah, it was very tough because obviously I worked the whole off season to make sure that when I get out there, I can stay out there, but it's out of my control. The trainers are helping me get back. I've been working, regardless if I'm in and out, I'm still going to be working and be a part with the team. So hopefully I can stay out there this time.
And how'd you feel out there today?
Felt good. Obviously, you got to get my rhythm still and mess up a few defensive schemes, but it'll come.
What do you think? I mean, obviously bringing you the ball down low. I know you want the offense to flow, but I mean, 23 points, she was dominating down low. What do you see from her tonight?
Yeah, anytime she gets the ball inside, we have a pretty good chance of scoring. And, we want to try to pound it in as much as possible. Sometimes it gets a little bit difficult because everyone knows we're trying to pound it in. But, when you shoot 50% from the field, it's you would think that we would get a win, but I guess the 24 turnovers negates that. So, we just try to get the ball in as much as possible. Love to have shooters back like Shey. Hopefully we'll get Sophie Cunningham back to stretch out our floor a little bit more. That adds, easier touches inside because not so many people can collapse in and we can go inside out and play inside out games. So, pretty banged up, but once we get healthy, I'm super confident that we're going to bounce back.
Coach, there's a moment, I believe, about the minute 30 mark where BG was subbed out in place of Ben Gustafson. Was that a schematic thing? Just what was kind of through that substitution?
A couple of our players had minutes restrictions tonight. We just want to be, super careful of those things. So I know it looked funny, DT coming out at certain times, and even Shey Peddy when she got rolling, having to come out. So we had several players on minutes restrictions. We know that it's a long season and that, we'll get a chance to get healthy here soon, coming up on All-Star break. But tonight we just tried to be strategic, and it just came to a point where we had to get BG off the floor.
And Breezy, you all won the rebounding battle for the first time in a few games. Just kind of what adjustment did you all make to be able to do that?
I think rebounding is just a lot of effort. So crashing the board, boxing your man out, and just getting it.
You know, last year you were pretty much part of the heavy part of the scoring and the offensive load. And this year with BG there, you having difficulty finding your offensive game, or is it just trying to get back with working with BG?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, some games I have like double digits, some games I don't. I just kind of go with the flow of our offense. Obviously, BG gets doubled a lot, so just finding my cuts and just being there. Tonight, I feel like I did really good rebounding. So obviously, I know every night it's going to be a scoring night for me. So just doing what I can to help.
Coach, I know you said on Thursday, you mentioned God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the call after your first win. Just bigger picture question for me here, just how has God sort of helped you go through this transition of becoming the head coach and becoming the leader of the squad?
Yeah, I put all my trust in God. I'm a believer, and I just ask him daily to just go forth and clear my path, and to speak for me in rooms, and to be in rooms that I'm not even in, and that he places me wherever I am supposed to be, not where I want to be. And so I don't think that any of these things, honestly, wins or losses, happens by mistake. I feel that, everything is strategic and in his plan. So, even though we caught an L tonight, I'm still hopeful that we'll bounce back. There's always lessons to be learned. I, always feel like we take learning opportunities from losses. So, just going forward, I think we'll be fine. And, I still continue to trust God in his perfect will and his perfect way.
Your team started quite well in the third quarter, went up by 4 points, and then there was one of those reviews. Things kind of bogged down. Did you feel like you lost some momentum there that was hard to kind of regain?
Yes, I do. I feel like that there was a shift in it. And that's something that we have to learn, though, because we have a lot to do with that. When there is a stoppage, that's when our focus for the game has to come into play. And we have to say, okay, now we really have to execute offensively. Now we really have to get a stop defensively. So, we're going to just continue to keep on fighting and, addressing. And when those things happen, when teams go on runs, we just have to be more diligent in our focus.
Coach, I know obviously same with the injuries and the minute restrictions and getting healthy, but do you feel, rotation wise, and even so when they're on the court, that whoever you put in at the rotation how does the rotation look to you? But from a chemistry standpoint, do you feel the chemistry, no matter who's on the court, is going in the direction you want it to?
Yes, I feel like, we have very confident in our rosters and our players' ability, and also in our coaches' ability to put them in the places that they will succeed. Now, throughout the game, things happen. Tonight, Michaela Onyewere was in foul trouble. So that was a big thing. And yes, we have minutes restrictions with multiple players of ours. We were missing Sophie Cunningham, who stretches out the floor. Have people, Megan Gustafson coming back from a concussion protocol, not making excuses, just stating the facts. So yes, rotational wise, yeah, it does get difficult. It does get difficult, but I feel that any player that goes in the game, we have the confidence in them to either sustain or to take our leads or momentum up to another level. So no matter who's out there on the floor, we're going to continue to coach them up. And I think all of our players are very capable of winning games for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.